Let us take you on an adventure unlike anything we have done before. About 5 years ago, we found a strange document in an abandoned Portuguese house. It hinted at the family's former home, but strangely enough, when we searched for the address, it led us to the middle of a lake. At first, we thought it had to be a mistake, but after months of digging, connecting clues, and speaking with people from the area, the story began to take shape. Back in 1980, during the expansion of the Castelo de Boat Dam, a small riverside village was flooded. The people were relocated and their homes were left behind. What's even stranger, no official records seem to mention its name. We only found rough coordinates and spoke with locals who remembered the valley before the flood. They said the village was gone and that it would be incredibly difficult to find due to poor visibility and the possibility that it was buried. It would be like finding a needle in a haystack. We followed forgotten roads that led straight into the water. We mapped the lake bed, what was left down there, and that question kept haunting us. Could we even find it? We also heard there was supposed to be a bridge still underwater, and if we could locate that, it might just lead us to the village. That one question drove us into years of tactical dive training. We learned underwater filming from scratch, and more than once came close to giving up. The search turned into an obsession, a mission to find what others had forgotten.
We have just arrived at the lake and we are about ready to go down and explore the depths of this place.
Really cannot believe that this once used to be a valley filled with villages throughout. Right now we think that the house of the Pereira family is somewhere right over there around the corner, and right now we can already see these stairs disappearing into the depths. So I think if we just follow along that route, we might just actually be able to find that house.
That's so crazy, because 3 years ago I found out that information about this place inside an abandoned home. Me and Sam have been working hard to acquire the skills to be able to explore this place, and this is finally the moment when we're going to see what we've been working towards for the last 3 years.
I really can't believe we're there.
It's mind-blowing.
Yes, yeah. There's an actual ghost village supposed to be underneath here. You see people playing, going around with boats and everything, and they don't even know what's lurking beneath, which is quite scary to think about. So what do you do when something is scary?
Yeah, you just go. Let's do this. Okay, it's going to be awkward.
Yeah, awkward handshake. There we go.
Let's go.
Before we can explore what lies at the depths of Lago Azul, we must prepare our diving gear and go over every single detail. Once we enter the water, there is no room for adjustments. Everything must be perfect from the start. You have to think about a million different things. Lights, computers, diving tanks, hoses. Every piece of equipment must function flawlessly. But because we're also filming underwater, we need to set up our underwater camera rig, ensuring everything is secure and operational before the dive. Setting up for this mission took us around 3 hours in total, and let's not forget, it was blazing hot this time of year in Portugal, making every step of the preparation even more demanding. Unfortunately, we couldn't move the van down to the water's edge, which meant carrying every piece of gear by hand down the steep mountain path. It took us a total of 4 exhausting trips, up and down, hauling incredibly heavy diving equipment under the blazing Portuguese sun. Every step was a challenge, but reaching the shoreline made it all worth it. Once we got there, another challenge awaited us, the freezing cold water. To handle the low temperatures, we suited up in thick Santi-Elite dry suits, layering them with insulated undersuits. The heat was unbearable while gearing up. My face turned bright red, and all I could think about was getting into the water as fast as possible. Before we dive beneath the surface, we do one final check. Every strap is secured, every gauge double checked, and every last detail accounted for. No turning back now. The dive begins.
What's the sound? Alright, Leslie. Radio check. Sam,
I hear you loud and clear. Coming up on 10 meters.
We had just set out to see if anything was left of the old village. In the first few meters, the water was incredibly murky. The first 10 minutes we saw nothing except for some rope and fishing bait.
I thought it was an artifact, but it's just a fish for fly fishing.
Let's go further.
But then a ruin wall started to appear, which gave us a little bit of hope.
I see some stones lying here.
This looks like the start of a village.
These walls already felt like the start of a village. Based on the map, there should be a few houses near the edge of the valley. This must be them.
Yes, Leslie, stay right over there. This shot looks great. This really looks like the start of a real village.
And then we came across a pillar inside what seemed like a basin, about 10 to 15 meters deep. After some research, we're pretty sure it belonged to the village church.
These look like remains from a church. Let's explore a little further.
We're definitely on the right track. Look, small horse.
We continued finding more and more ruins of the upper village. This gave us hope, but now our objective was set on finding the bridge. You'll see lines we laid out underwater, a method often used in cave diving to help us find our way back and to map the route leading to the sunken village. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, a massive wall popped up out of the darkness.
I can't believe how well this wall is preserved.
It looks awesome.
What we didn't realize at first was that this wall was part of the old pathway leading up to the bridge. Seeing it rise out of the murky water like that felt surreal.
There seems to be some kind of a pathway over here. Check it out.
I think we have to go a little bit more forward.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, we came upon the foundations of the old bridge. I never would have imagined it looked like this. Perfectly preserved, just as it was when the village was flooded over half a century ago. Floating there underneath it, and then looking up, is an otherworldly experience.
Let's go to the top of the bridge.
It's so well preserved.
Oh, what's that over there? Is that a boat?
Yeah.
Well, no more fishing, I guess.
Out of nowhere, a car appeared in the distance, parked right in the middle of the old bridge. We floated there in disbelief. How did it even get here?
Look over there.
Oh my god, this is cool.
I hope this is a mob car. Let's open the truck. Oh, what's that over there? I think it's a nativity scene.
Creepy. Cheers.
Finding the car down there really caught us off guard. We had no idea a car would still be here. Why it was left behind when the dam was flooded remains a mystery to us. But judging by the thick layer of silt, it's been sitting there for decades.
Look at the wheels, they've completely collapsed.
Yeah.
As the water pressure completely collapsed the tire.
Wow. Let's go further.
Suddenly, right on top of the bridge, we came across a plaque commemorating the village. It had been placed here in 2007, but who put it there? Or why exactly? It's hard to say. When reaching the end of the bridge, we know we had to go deeper and further, but we couldn't leave without checking out the underside of the bridge.
Look at these steel beams.
Alright, be careful here. slow and steady. Whoa. Look at this. Man, this is creepy. So dark.
Swimming underneath the steel trusses of the bridge was unreal. It felt like being suspended inside the skeleton of a giant.
Now we're descending way further. Mind your step.
This looks like a big pile of clothing.
The deeper we went, the more intact the buildings were getting. This one even had an inhabitant.
Oh, there it goes. Alright, let's go a little bit deeper here.
It's really getting colder now. Going through 30 meters.
30 meters coming up.
It's pitch black. Incredible. This used to be a tree. It's completely mummified.
It's getting really dark out here.
That's the beginning of the village, I think. Leslie,
Yeah,
the village.
this is the village. This is it. Okay, Leslie, record me. Hey guys, it appears that we have found the village. This is the village we've been looking for. We're now going to explore it, but we don't have that much time. Let's head on further. This must be the village the Pereira family talked about.
Against all odds, we found the forgotten village at a depth of 35 to 40 meters. Using mixed gas, we had just 5 to 10 minutes to explore before needing to ascend. Every second counted as we explored at these depths.
That's a window. We have about 5 minutes.
Diving for us is a way to access places few have ever seen, like this sunken village where entire homes still stand, untouched for decades. Being down here lets us document these rare sights and share a part of history that would otherwise remain hidden forever. The place we found ourselves in now consisted of around 4 or 5 houses, likely the beginning of the deeper part of the village. We took the opportunity to swim through and explore each of them, carefully checking what was left behind. We can't say for sure, but there's a real chance that the letter I found in the abandoned house above belongs to the very home we were floating inside at that moment. With only a few minutes of dive time left before we have to head up again, we started to become desperate to find any artifacts and uncover something interesting about the house of the Pereira family.
These walls are so well preserved. There's even roof tiles there. I bet there's better ones deeper down.
But then I saw it, something poking out of the wall, a glint in the corner of my eye, unnatural, like silver.
What's this over here? Oh, there's something stuck in the wall. Oh!
It's barely visible on screen, but I spotted a small Maria statue tucked into the wall, a subtle glimpse into the religious life of the person who once called this house home.
These are traditional Portuguese roof tiles.
Leslie, 2 minutes left. We have to start heading back.
With the discovery of the village and some incredible artifacts, our time down here had come to an end. We couldn't stay any longer. Our air was running low and decompression limits were closing in. We floated around for a little longer, taking in the beauty of this underwater world. The silence, the stillness. It all felt surreal, like time had stopped. As we hovered above the ruins, there was a strange sense of connection, like the village hadn't revealed all its secrets just yet. I knew deep down we'd be coming back.
Time to end the dive.
We completely forgot that our underwater microphone doesn't work above water, but the moment Sam and I surfaced, we were euphoric. We couldn't stop talking, shouting even, overwhelmed by what we had just witnessed. This dive wasn't just special, it was one for the books. We were in awe of the small statue we found, quietly tucked into the stone wall, as if still watching over the home it once blessed. Maybe the last resident placed it there to watch over the home. One day, we will go and return it. Reflecting on this dive, it's hard to believe that after 5 years of technical dive training, we finally explored a place that so few people will ever see. Unlike our usual explorations on land, this was a whole different experience. We had to constantly monitor dive time, depth, temperature, and visibility, all while trying to film in near zero light. Even Sam, who's a very experienced diver, said it was one of the more challenging dives he's done. At 30 meters deep, the water is freezing cold and visibility is extremely low. We got disoriented a few times, but we always managed to find our way back. I do wish we could have explored further. They say around 300 abandoned buildings lie beneath this lake, but we'll need more training before we can go deeper.
Cheers to that. Wow.
What a day.
What a beautiful exploration. I'm really happy what we found down there.
Yeah, and especially this thing.
Yeah.
Did you really find it stuck in the wall?
It was right in the doorway there. I saw a shiny thing in the corner of my eye, and that's literally what I found. A relic from the Pereira family that used to live there.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. It might have fallen off a boat, but it was actually stuck in there.
Yeah.
So we're just going to return it to whoever we think finds some meaning in this. And we're not done with this place.
There's way more to explore down in the lakes there. And I think this episode definitely deserves a follow-up. And we will be back. We will be deeper, we'll be further than ever before.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Bye everybody.
See you next time.